Welcome back in, builders. It was the cloning bay. The cloning bay is what screwed us on the money. I thought that was like 50K. It was like 500 or some amount where I built it. So yeah, that's where the money went, but well spent, I suppose. This is our highest pop area at 11 mil, and it will only get better from there. I was looking around. I did decide to start a espionage campaign over here on the Cynic Protectorate, just because they look like they're going to be the other player here other than the Red Army. Other things I did is I was looking around. I think we're going to scrape by on stability, but it would sure be nice to have a little bit more. I think... All right, we're going to favor Mars. I should have been doing this probably more, just to keep that moving up. And then mission-wise... integration cost minus 10% if we could get our space fleet capacity above 400. That would be incredibly good. Maybe we could do that. Maybe. You look here, I'm selling some of mine. I'm at 129 out of 3 spaceports. I wonder if that means positive or I just need that amount. If that means positive, no, it must mean that amount because I'm selling off some of our extra capacity right now just to help with the debt. Okay, but like some of our other asteroid holdings could totally be have a spaceport added to them relatively cheaply. I think that might be worth pursuing pretty hard. I may even be willing to go a little further in debt to do that. Because minus 10% on the integration cost would make this a lot safer. Let's just put it that way. And we permanently get some extra unity, which would be nice. Other things, we need to increase our army by a lot. Already have that one. This is another one we might be able to do. So we need Martian industry above 25,000. I don't know if that counts the orbit or just Mars itself. Again, I wish I had better tool tipping here. This is maybe 14K? I mean, that seems like it's everything around here. If that's the case, we might be able to scrimp by, and that would give me 5 extra stability. Again, that's like a year worth of integration before we have a major problem. So those are 2 things I could try to do. Unfortunately, both of them require money. So, yikes. Beyond that, I didn't do anything else. I was just looking, making sure we were deploying around, and just in case we have to fight back a rebellion or something. Forbid. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Yeah, the Olympus colony. Last time around, we also added a decent chunk of new things over to Luna, trying to increase our economy a little bit. I don't think we have much under construction at the moment, but we just got to let it play. So let's actually unpause. Let me slow that down. I don't like playing at that fast speed. That's how we miss things because there are no tooltips in this game. No pop-ups. All right, my fleet. All right, so what is the deal with your logistics? Is that just the way you're designed that you don't have enough logistics? Okay, we finished hand cans. Oh, I did also adjust a little bit of our research. I just put, so we have the psychology 3 and 4 for the minus rebellion. And then I added social cohesion and social cohesion 4. This gets me another scan, but just any of these techs in general gives us a little bit more stability from factions. Just to, again, try to boost that, even if it's just a tiny amount, and help us out there. Okay, we're sub 200 or sub 300,000 in debt. Our war exhaustion's also going down. I think when it says stability offset, though, I don't think that's going to change the amount we're currently spending. I think that's just the danger zone, basically. So debt is about the only thing I can change. The integration's there, but unless we can complete that mission, impending revolt. Okay. So this is going to be separatists, I assume. Faction support. Revanchism gains a boon to stability. Okay, so what do we have here? We could bribe. We could try to bribe the separatists with 8K. It makes them more expensive. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like that's not supposed to be this screen. If it is them, they're actually not that mad. Okay, I hope that's the case. We also have a aristocrat up here that is really not that helpful. They only have 4% power. We could knock them out and then bring... it costs a lot of stability, though. I was going to say, bring the middle class up, and that'll give us some more stability gain, but I'm not sure we can actually swing that. We did get this down to 6.89. How are we doing on time? 48 months. So let's see, 3 years would be 36. So 4 years. So 4 times 7, 28. We're going to be okay, I think. And we are getting that unrest down. 34, 33, 44. Yeah, it's coming down pretty good. It's coming down pretty good. All right, let's just let it roll. Let it roll. Now, if we did want to look into spaceports up here, what are we looking at? Spaceport. 15K. Adds 20 capacity. All right, you know what? Let's at least work on this a little bit. Virginia. Now you're an asteroid, so I assume we're not going to get the full discount here, but it still should be relatively cheap. Yeah, 18K. All right, do it. And Psyche. Also do it. I don't know if this is the right play, but I think we're going to try to go that route. We look at these guys. We give 40. Okay, so at 40, 3 more I just added is going to be an additional 120. Okay, that's not even that close. We're gonna need some more space colony stuff if we're gonna make that. I mean, I would love to do this, but if I start colonizing things like that, the problem is that it's gonna cost me. There are 3 of you orbiting each other, huh? Are you really not gonna let me click? Are you out of range currently? Okay. No, I guess you are, yeah. Those stable orbits perhaps might be something we'd be interested in as we approach. What am I circling? Thank you. Like this asteroid belt F. Okay, so we could do that, but 0.1, I don't think I can swing 0.1. Oh no. We're down to 31. How close are we? This is gonna be really spicy. Are we close to our negation? We need 2 more years. I think we're gonna make it, but it is gonna be very close. Revolt threshold is 10%. We're not gonna get to 10%, assuming that assuming that we finish off that integration 7.98. Okay, I think we're okay. Unless I'm just totally I'm reading that screen, which the screens in this game are not very intuitive or informative, so I very much could be. But they seem like they're happy enough. I really just need this to go away. We're so close. We're so close. Well, or are we? Maybe I'm misinterpreting how this is spinning that down. Maybe that's not also a yearly. I was interpreting that as a yearly number. 28. All right. You guys. Okay, let's just get the debt cleared. That's a way to get a little bit more stability. All right. What is my revolt threshold? 10%. Okay, let's bribe them. Does this cost me any? Okay, let's see if that helps. If I do that, they're pretty dang happy for the time being. Go down to 26. Oh, this is gonna be so close. We've had a lot of conversations lately about like losing things in games and players just will never accept it. Yeah, perfect example here. We got 1 year to go. We're gonna make it, team. We're gonna make it. Revolt risk is still falling everywhere. Down to sub 20 in most places. Are you getting everything I could be giving you? Autonomy and bread and circus. Yes is the answer. Oh, this is going to be like chin of my chinny chin chin making it through here. Extra power? I'm really torn between, is it better to lower the debt or up things like power, which gives stability? Okay, it's 10%, but we should be finished. There we go. There we go. We swung from -7 to plus 1.37. We have it. We have it. We have integrated. We have integrated. I'm just seeing if they have anything crazy. Boy, they have a lot of nothing. So you land rushed and then you weren't able to actually build anything. You bums. Okay. So the only place that they have that has anything is this area. So they have one strategic missile silo. I don't even know what, well, I guess it's strategic missiles. I mean, I must need to build those, right? Water, air, space. Yeah, strategic. So ballistic missiles. Deploy range is 500. I don't know what that means. What is 500 deploy range? Is that the next province over, or is that the entire world? I'm just considering turning this off. 500 bucks a year. No, we should probably experiment with it. We're doing a lot of learning. Yes, okay. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to turn off any of the programs we're running yet because we haven't managed to get those down to 0. But that is very, 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 very helpful. Okay, now that I'm not concerned about that, the separatists are happier than the ideologues? Excuse me? All right. Revoke. Yes, we're not going to bribe you anymore. Oh, I see. They were more powerful than the ideologues. All right, we need to wait till this recoups, but I think it's time that we move the aristocrats out and we bring in probably the middle class at 31%. They're really underrepresented here. But we can't do that yet. All right, I'm just going to be very patient. We're going to let our money situation fix ourselves. And then we'll start. We have a lot of economic growth to do. I mean, just out of the steel that we'll probably find, we'll be able to get the industry portion of that done. Okay, and then here, I'm going to sell this off for the time being. I really don't want to do that, but I could use a little extra cash. Okay, now that we don't have that noose hanging there, let's look about getting some more colonial holdings. Like, look at that, 10 microcomposite. You have a good nuclear reserve. Yeah, and if we get one of these, then we can use it to spread to the other ones. So we could actually have better power here than where we currently have it. Nobody else seems to be in a hurry to get over here. Those micros would be nice. Okay, so you... Oh, you're kidding me? We're out of range? I thought we were in range. Are we so close that we could reach you, but not the other ones? No, apparently we're just out of range. Well, that would probably be why that no one else has been there. All right, how about Electra? Okay, Electra. It's 1.6 away. Okay, so... yeah, this green's a little hard to see what is actually in range. All right, give me Mars. We're gonna really try to grab some more asteroid areas. Pretty aggressively. Now this is gonna be a time of reconstruction and healing and re-education. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I think next time we go to war, our goal is going to be just this blob. That's our next goal. Get them out so that they can't get us. And I think one of the other things we're going to need to do is we'll have to beef up this front and just assume that we're going to have to hold this while we bum rush through here. That's going to be the plan. We're almost out of debt. Just because we... Yeah. Okay, let's spend what we need to spend to do this. So I am so sorry, aristocrats. 10% loyalty takes you to 47. 47 is survivable. And middle class with its 31%, you get to come up. That's going to give us project build cost minus 19, build speed, and some research speed. And we should end up with more faction from that in the end. All right. And then we'll just continue to let our stability heal. Okay, we're starting to make a little bit of money. Let's do a quick colony check. Okay, we actually have, what are you? Okay, we could make a really high manufacturing thing here. Sure. All right, I'm in. I want some more colonies so that we can get our... We need double what we currently have, so that's going to be rather rough. Although, we have not done level 2s on all of you yet. All right, let's do one at a time. I'm going to hover right around $0 for a while. Try to not go too far in debt so that we can continue to get our stability back, but also spend some money to get the stability bonus from finishing that quest. Also just need some more industry. So maybe we should invest a little bit down here. What do we have that we could put in? Steel is always handy. How about you get some steel? Yeah, 1.2k. Man, steel, you wouldn't... Like, what a boring, normal human thing. But man, it pays, man. It really does pay. Where's my steel factory at? Healthcare, nano, automated, fusion, steel. All right, a 1k return on that is amazing. Now, some of these places, I don't know, maybe they're not worth doing, but it's hard to say no. Like this one only has 490 return. Maybe we hold off on something that low. It's going to be based on the level of iron that's there. Yearly unrest, -5. Yes, please. Okay, a 5, that's probably good enough. That's almost $1,000, sure. 6. Now, some of these will be better once we scan them, but I don't have the money to spam that yet. 9, yes please. Man, if they had just added steel refineries, it would have been in a better spot. Okay, we'll let that play out a little bit. Okay, now that things have settled that way, I want to take my... Okay, so those are defensive units. So you come over here. I'm going to combine these back up. I think the 8Ks are probably too small for what we see stacks of running around. Yeah, so you're technically 20K, but you only show as 11. I'm not sure how that works. I'm really not sure how that works. Okay, well, let's go. Let's do that. 20 and 20. I think we're going to do the same thing here. So we'll go up to 10, up to 10, up to 20 and 20. Those are both offensive units. We have nobody in the north currently. And I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 defensive units. So we have 1, 2. I'm not even going to count him. In fact, he probably needs to be bigger. Yeah, he probably does need to be bigger. Can I afford this? We have the manpower, and we currently have the industrial capacity, which I think I'm also selling a little bit. So we might no, actually we're not. Okay. Okay, let's double you. So 1, 2, and then 5, 1, 2, 3. All right, we're gonna double him. I think 16K is gonna be my standard issue defensive unit. And I need 2 more so that I can have 1 unit in each spot here. And then my offensive units will try to blitz through this in that next war. Also, that means I probably want to build the defensive structure on each of these. Okay, you. Spaceport level up. Spaceport level up. How do we... Oh, are we still colonizing that, I take it? Alright, you are out of range for sure. Yeah, Syndic has this one. That is what made me very nervous when we started this campaign, was that they were going to grab all the orbitals around Mars. I think we really hamstrung the other factions here by doing that. We kept them out of the cheap space and the cheap steel. Palos. What do you know, Palos? Well, you have to have something, right? Some iron. I mean, that's fine. I'm mainly going to do this for the spaceport capacity. I probably need to pause while we're doing that. We actually kind of clipped through here pretty quick. Yeah, so these elliptical orbits, if they come close to you, you could grab a colony there and then use their weird orbit to grab other things. That's actually kind of funny. Speaking of other things. Okay, pause. Now you're in range. All right, okay, I do want these. I only need one of them to be able to have the range to get the other one, so we'll do that. I'm gonna need to remember to come back into Cleopatra because you don't see that there's 2 other colonies here. All right, take me to Mars. Keep going. Okay, building spaceport. Okay, Lutitia, you have a really, really juicy looking consumer good. You know what? Let's actually invest 90K for a survey. 5 more iron, 2 nuclear fuel, 2 more heavy metals. And again, 6 more iron, 2 water, 2 more nuclear fuels. And I don't have my 3rd survey yet. Okay. Very nice. All right, so let's do the consumer goods factory. I think that might be my highest manufacturing. I think that's going to be better than this one. So that's a bonus. Okay, we got some more steel factories coming in. I need to do scanning down here. In fact, let's start with our own territory. Some water, some more iron, some more nuclear fuel. And number 2. Iron and nuclear fuel. Okay, so we went from like 2 iron to 14. That's a big come up. That's a big come up. 75k, I need to just let it save up a little bit. Okay, but I am pretty happy with how that shook down. How we doing on... Okay, so we're building our spy network. I kind of want to do... Well, you're not next. You are next. So maybe for you, we can spend 150 Diplo, and we can up our espionage offense. Let's do that. Oh, look at that. The enemy defense is 128. Oh, does that mean... Yeah, he turned off my propaganda. Clever. Okay. The AI at least understands to maybe do that. I don't know if that was happen chance, but... Oh, and look at this. He's stabilized. Oh, he's stabilized. Okay. Yeah, that fight's gonna need to happen sooner rather than later, I think. I would like to get our new space bombers built before that happens. Ideally. Okay, so... You move here. Alright, and then you move there. Actually, I don't want to be on these... Let's go over there. I don't want to be on the border with my offensive units. Let's pull back over here. So we're moving there. You move here. And I need 2 more defensive units, ideally. Also, I need to turn down how much I'm selling on space. Okay, and let's recruit. I want a land type stealth template. And that's my 80-20 infantry artillery. Okay, we'll train here. We're still doing good on manpower, so I haven't had a robot yet. Speaking of which, didn't I build like 1 robot factory? Or did that didn't know I canceled it. That was during the great economic crunch. Okay, scan. 6 iron, 2 nuclear fuel, and a water, and again 2 more iron. Not very good on that last one. All right, we did these 2 because we were trying to decide where to put our power a while back. All right, all the original territory has been scanned. Now we're looking to expand outward. Okay, asteroid belt, got some new stuff. So, all right, you. That did up. I went from, was that 9 to 17? Beautiful. Very beautiful. Manufacturing 17. Yes, yes. Okay, you have really bad hab. Let's get them a habitat. And then let's see. So we are producing a whole bunch of manufacturing. Resource capacity 10%. Equilibrium. I mean, that's good, but yeah. Okay, here we go. Mass production, manufacturing level +1. We make money from doing this. Let's do that. What do we get? What's the bonus on that? Oh, development equilibrium. Yeah, we really want that. Okay. No, can't afford anything there. I am still making enough genetic material to do 2 more levels of cloning, but 1.9k. I mean, I would love to do it. What would it cost me? I really should use that. We're not getting anything out of not using it. 600,000 to make that. I don't think so. Not yet. I think it's a little rich for my blood. Okay, over here we have a bunch of factories that could go in. So you could take an electronics factory and a consumer goods factory and a nanocomposite factory. Yeah, let's really make sure we're using up all of our goods here. Okay, Palos. Okay, we grabbed you. You look like you could do steel. And you also look like you could do micro. Or nano. Tinier. And Cleopatra. Let's do some scanning here. Okay. Iron nuclear. Okay, so most of that was iron. Let's for this the fast money 2.1k. Yes, indeed. And you also can do consumer, and you also can do nano. Okay, psychology 4 is done. Even less war exhaustion stuff, and less unrest. Have we conquered the unrest problems? Yes. Okay, so bread and circuses. Yeah, I guess we just turn them off everywhere. I don't like this UI. I wish it would show me the numbers here better. I guess if I mouse over it, I can get it, but I'm not gonna mouse over like 30 areas. All right, let's turn that all off. And then we also had the local autonomy. Let's turn that off. I don't know why this place, by the way, glows blue all the time. I never did figure that out. All right, and then is any place still having problems? A little bit here. What is your problem? Why? You don't have enough admin efficiency. I agree. Martian Pioneer is 3. Foreign culture. Separatist. We need more assimilation, it looks like. Okay, so this area needs 0.4. Let's turn off the construction subsidy too. All right, so bread and circus would give me 2.5. That's probably too much. 1. Okay, we'll just do the 1. The problem is we have like no. Now, what is the problem with that? Why do you have no efficiency here? Base is 0. Why? Base is 100. I have no explanation why that's at 0. We have development. Right next door, we're at 100. Right next door, we're at 100. I'm not exactly sure what their problem is. Yeah, and even these new areas, which aren't stellar. Oops, getting -10 for Union, Ultra, and Liberal. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure on that one. I don't know how I'm going to affect that to be better. Okay, my offensive unit. Okay, let's move you here. All right, so we have that defended, that defended. We have you. Let's just get both units, even if one of them's undersized. We'll train one here. Now at least I have all the units to defend that front, and then we would attack them over here. Culture. Okay, we're actually ready to add a new culture trait. Oh, I didn't really have anything pre-selected here. Urbanization, I seem to remember I really liked. Also, Frontier Spirit. No splinter cultures. We're probably too late for that. We're probably too late for that. Consumer culture. Yeah, urban file. So what do we have here? Project build speed 10%. Region population limit plus 25. Project efficiency. Monument. Admin efficiency 10. Refining sector level plus 2. And concrete jungles. Project cost minus 20%. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. All right, we'll add urban file and we'll start working on that. I think we might need to go hunt down some more admin efficiency. Okay, we're sitting on a lot of money. I've let that recoup too much. Okay, where are we at? Okay, you. I want to get this spaceport thing complete. Yeah, so start building spaceport. Palos. Yep, let's start building that spaceport. We're gonna definitely want to make sure we have decent fleets. I mean, we're gonna have to. If we lost everything else, I would want to make sure we keep the Martian system under control. And Cleopatra is working off nano capacity, but let's go ahead and just queue up spaceport. And we still have plenty of money. All right. I think we're gonna add another cloning bay. These are so expensive, but yeah, 600,000. Do it. All right, and we may just save up, and we may just get a third one. May as well use up that genetic material that I'm harvesting. And where are we gonna put that here? 9 million, 1.4, 1.3. I mean, we could put it where our Martian energy sector is, I suppose. It'd be cheaper to build it over here. 700,000, maybe it wouldn't be. No, yeah, same either location. All right, just do it. We'll go a year in debt for that. Yeah, I've been wasting. I shouldn't have built those genetic factories when I built them until we were ready for that. You don't get anything for having these things, anything above 0, basically. All right, I will export some more space. Not worth much, but it's all right. Get a penny out of it, better than nothing. Okay, urban file, project build speed. I will take it. Yeah, patient babble. Just let things finish. I don't want to go in too deep into debt. Keep that stability rolling up. It's a really good thing that I was sitting on so much stability when we went into that. That was if we had needed what, 2 more years maybe, we would have bottomed out and had a rebellion. That would have been very painful. Okay, also, infrastructure along my front line would let my units move faster. how crazy expensive is that going to be? Okay, that's not too bad, actually. All right, let's wait for a tick of money. Another tick of money. I think we're gonna raise this. I think we're gonna start raising this. That way I can rush units to the front or wherever they're needed. Because that is unit speed too, right? Yeah, unit speed. It looks like it'd be 10% per level. And these don't raise the cost of everything else. They kind of like, air quote, pay for themselves. I used to think that you got out ahead, but I don't believe that's the case. You basically just negate having one extra project for each level, which it itself is a project, so you use that up right away. Yep. Yeah, we're going to do that all, at least across the front for now. I don't know if I'm going to do this everywhere. But that should make this a little bit safer. We're also going to want to get those defensive places built. So fortifications. Local defender advantage 32. And enemy siege time 130%, basically. Cost me a smidgen. That's nothing, frankly. In upkeep. We don't need to keep these forever, but if this is the difference between me winning a defensive battle and losing a defensive battle, I would feel really stupid for being cheap on that. Okay, and it also looks like my industrial as those steels come online. All right, so 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3. And we'll do the same thing here. 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3. All right. At least up to my current decided standard, all the defenses. Research complete, social cohesion, a little bit higher development equilibrium, a little bit higher faction gain, some extra resource income. I still need more barracks to complete a quest. We're halfway through the Martian military. How much does that cost? I think we're just going to make this place our recruitment center because it's our absolute highest population. Yeah. All right, we're just going to do that. So, yeah, we're definitely militarizing the Martian capital at Olympus Colony. Okay, we have anything new and interesting that we could build here? Habitability is so garbage. Let's get them a space habitat. You're gonna have the same problem probably. Yeah, you know what? Let's just get you a space habitat. It's cheap. Phobos, you're also at 39 still? Okay, but you have a habitat? No, I'm building you one. I skipped you. You're at 87%. All right, you know what? No, we'll just do it. Everyone gets space habitats. You guys can all... You worked hard. You deserve this. Make it slightly less crappy to live there. They're all like living in pods or something at the moment. Okay, now some of my new holdings out here. Still needs more spaceport. More spaceport. More spaceport. Okay, so that should be 60. I believe that's going to be 60 more. Okay, that's going to be just short. So take me to Cleopatra. And then from Cleopatra, we'll use those to grab these other ones. So you... I mean, decent nuclear fuel, a little bit of titanium. It's fine. Sure. Hop on in. And I'm only going to do one at a time because, yeah, we're still healing. We're still healing. A region limit plus 25%. Sure. I feel like you can kind of zip through these trees a little too fast. And we're not even remotely as fast as we were in the other one because the other one, we were essentially a monoculture, dang close. Okay, those barracks are going in. Got the fortifications in most of the other places done. Okay. We're also gonna need get those logistics in. You also need the defensive. Okay. Yeah, if I was him, I would be like, wait a minute. What are you building along our border? I see what you're doing. All right, and then not on the border. Let's start doing some scanning. All right, some extra steel, curiosities, and some heavy metals. Curiosity and iron. Okay, you already have a steel meal, one little bit of heavy metals, kind of whatever. I guess we could peek. What would that give me? Oh, you had a factory here. I need logistics hubs. All right, you can have a logistics hub. I actually need these for one of our missions. So let's do a check-in here. Okay, done. Done. We are getting very close to finishing the top, and then we need 5 logistic projects. And it says Mars has 5, and I don't believe I have any unless Phobos and Deimos count. So we may have to do some factory blopping here. Which I guess is fine. We can afford it now. All right, here's another place we had a factory. Let's get a logistics. So that's 2. It would be better to build those in areas that have good deposits. Iron plus 2, iron plus 4. Okay, that's probably good enough. We'll take you up because you might be a fighting place. Give you some space. Where's my steel refinery? And then I think you're going to get a factory. Okay, I can't see it until that builds. That should be 3 logistics hubs. Five iron. We have a steel refinery here. Okay, factory there. All right, what do you got? You got something decent? I don't know why you're so small compared to everyone else. Okay, you have a really good... I wish this would update when you do that too. You have to click away and come back to refresh the UI. All right, you get a steel refinery. And then a regular factory. All right, that should be what I need to complete that. Yeah, I definitely was not going to be able to complete that when we were in crisis mode. Not that quickly. Okay, I am a great power. We can actually get this done relatively quick. Am I going to want anything else over here? Okay, the 400 space fleet is happening. Even if that didn't matter for the previous situation, we're going to want that, so. All right, you. Spaceport. Okay, that should make that one finish up. Okay, education plus 25% if Luna has 8 factories. Luna has a bunch of entertainment. Planetary infrastructure, but I'm not going to have the previous things, so I'm not sure I can unlock that. Yeah, I'm not sure we can get that one. You would like me to have a bunch more military? I don't think that's going to happen either. We finished belt colonization already. Project efficiency 10%. We like that. Yeah, we're gonna shoot for getting this done. Does that tell me what percent I'm at? 70. Okay, so 80. 90, and then I want to favor Mars once, and that'll do it for us. Let's just get that rolling. And we'll finish this one. Now, there should be another tree that we can inherit. There's basically a very aggressive Mars tree I think we can get. I'm not sure what the unlock is, though. I'm not sure if we have to be the dominant Martian power or if just Martian powers can get it. I don't know if we are the dominant power. We're probably the secondary power, maybe even the tritary. All right, with my new espionage focus on you, we can turn propaganda back on. Yeah. Oh, it was on and it went off. Wait, so you are on but disabled? Question mark? Okay. Okay, I may mess that up. I don't know why I wouldn't be able to turn that back on. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing on the border. I would like one more offensive unit so we could do 1, 2, and 3, just lickety split. And then, so 1 conquest, a 2nd conquest, and then we would be done. I don't want it to drag along. We want to be snappy and get it finished. Finish that spaceport. Upgrade. Okay, we hit the 400 that we needed for that. Did that actually finish? Yes, it did. All right, so for 30 years, interplanetary transportation gives us minus 10% Okay, so within 30 years, so by the end of the century, let's say, that's a little bit longer, we'd like to at least do this next little piece of conquest. Okay, that one doesn't have a time limit. You need the logistics hubs. Okay, so 1, 2... Okay, 3. I'm not sure if you were supposed to get one, but you're gonna. Yeah, that building doesn't show up until they have a factory there. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. In fact, I think I'm comfortable bopping that speed up a little bit. Now, we are going to have a economic crunch. I think when we become Martian dominant, I think we break up with the moon. We divorce Chang'e. So, yeah, that we're going to have a little bit of an economic problem, but we're not really reliant on them anymore. Our other holdings are much more important. Hopefully they don't get half of everything. They definitely don't deserve it. Monument efficiency. I mean, we have a monument, but eh. Okay, this is 15 million people here. Extra development equilibrium would be kind of nice. Resource capacity. Sure. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. A lot of these space places don't really need that infrastructure, do they? All right, you can do a nano. I don't know how to keep calling a micro. Nano. Not healthcare. Or maybe you can't do it? I'm missing here. Consumer goods, electronic, robotic, automated, mechanization. Okay, you're obviously missing something that you're supposed to have for that. Psyche, okay, palace. Hey, what about you? Are you allowed to build it? Electronics, robotic, automated. I wonder what I'm missing for the requirement for those. You got that consumer goods. Yes, yes. Oh, and we can actually do mass production higher. How much does that cost? 100K. The thing is, that would take this up another level for another 5% equilibrium. Yeah, I'll do it. Maximum surveys +1. All right, we got so much surveying to do. Okay, you have your nano factory. Okay, let's scan you. Extra iron and curiosities, extra iron. Okay, that's a little bit of whatever. I mean, it's probably enough to be worth it. All right, 6 extra levels of energy. I think that's probably worth it for that. So a nuclear reactor and then a fusion reactor. Admin plus 10%. Beautiful. All right, where my factories at? You, logistics. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I believe that's gonna finish up. I believe that's gonna finish this one up. And then we should be able to do that. Oh, hold on, maybe not. Oh, I might need to actually have Martian military. Okay, Mars has 3, and then my military in general needs to be above 500k. So I would need to double my military size. That's going to be rather rough, if I'm being honest. We can get there, though. We can get there, though. Some of these factories can go up a level. And we're actually okay on manpower. I'm as shocked as you are, actually, that that's as good as it is. Okay, and wow, we're already on the next one. Refining sector level modifier +2. Okay, so is that actually going to do that? Refining sector. I mean, I assume that's you, right? So we should be at 43. Maybe it needs time to tick over. %, yeah, we'll get there. I only have 20 years on that bonus for integration. All right, you know what? Speaking of that, let's recruit another land attack right there. All right, and these guys are 20 and 20s. Do it. Oh, we're a little bit short. Okay, well, we'll have some more come online here. In fact, there you go. And there you go. We'll up 2 of those. I have 5 million in the bank. Oh, look at that. God, who is this person running this place? That's crazy. All right, we need to be a little more aggressive then. I think we have that much money. We up the factories because the factories is going to give us the capacity to up the military, and the military is both the war I want to fight and what we need to do the end of that tree. All right, do all of those. Okay, you know what, Phobos? You get another level of the extractor. Oh, I see. Maybe it's this guy. It's 2 levels of this. All right, that was expensive, by the way, but that's gonna raise my maximum, and that's just an empire-wide reduction. Oh, and of course now... Okay, hold on. If I turn that off, I lower my project cost by 20%. All right, still costs some, but we'll do it. Military rapidly expanding. I haven't seen his troops lately. I'm kind of wondering if I need to make these bigger, or maybe these. So these could go up to 24,000s. So if we did same thing we've been doing. So 1, 2, and then a 5, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3. I'm just keeping the ratios the same. 2. And then of course you have to make this awkward. What? Okay, you're all like weird. So are you. All right, we'll do that. All right, we'll see whatever's funky about them, and we'll go back and fix them. Okay, we're a little bit under on industry. Okay, let's go up to level 3. Level 3. Level 3. Level 3. Holy moly, we just built so much industry. Oh, that's so good. I'm the 6th most powerful nation apparently at the moment. Is it Mars rising? Maybe we can reclaim the red color. Oh, and you know who it didn't raise was you. Who also is not funky. That's interesting. All right, he has... Okay, that's 33k. I thought I read that originally as 133k. All right, so he's running around with 34ks, and those are defensive type armies. I see. He just had them grouped up. All right, we're a little bit under. Oh, he's at war. What is the Diplo situation here? So he is at peace with the United Revolutionary Front. Who dat? Who dat? Oh, okay. I see. There's 4 members in his alliance. He's in a whole bunch of wars. We're spying on him. I think this might be our moment. I don't like where he's at, but I can't really help that. And there's one of his spaceports. We might even... I don't know if I want to surge forward. I would like to end the war with this too, I think. Okay, 300 extra industrial capacity. Man, I don't have my space stuff done though. Well, you go to war with the army you have, not the army you want. Okay, we're gonna increase a bunch of capacity. I think we might be doing that next time. Next time on Solar Nations 2. I think it's time that we deal with the Reds. So tune in next time as we deal with the Alliance on Mars. If we can break this, we will probably be the dominant faction on Mars as we gear up to declare our amicable separation with the moon and really take off as the apparent god of war. Like for God of War and subscribe if you haven't. I hope you'll come back. I hope I've earned your subscription. Want to support the channel? You can always leave a super thanks here. Join me live for a super chat. Consider becoming a member of the channel. It gets you early access to videos that I'm working on. Or if you just want to leave a tip, I got a Patreon link to the channel info. All right, gentlemen, I'll see you on Mars. Babel out.